I just gotta document this shit because I feel like it. Ooh, click that shit. This is the first time I did the LSD. So I was working at Boston Market, and I get a call from the homie Michael, guy that looks like just like zeros from holes. And I'm like, oh, well, for my first time doing acid, I want to do a lot of fucking acid. So I was like, hey, man, you got 10 hits? And he was like, nah, man. I don't know if I already said this, but he said he had a plug, and I called the plug. So I'm talking about the plug. And he's like, nah, man, I only got six. And I'm like, what the fuck kind of plug are you if you only have six tabs for sale? I still bought it. I was like, okay, after fucking work, I'm gonna go to this plug's house. I was in a group home at the time doing that CPS shit, and I decided to get a job because I wanted money to fund my weed and like get an apartment when I turn 18. So, fucking, I go to the guy's house and I buy the acid, and I'm just like, all right, I got the acid. And I heard it's not supposed to taste like shit when you put the tab on your tongue. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna taste this shit first. I'm like, hey, bro, can I taste the shit? And he was like, yeah, man. Tasted the tab, and I was like, well, it's probably not some research chemical. This shit tastes like paper, wood, fucking straight from Mother Earth, with fucking magic on it. The fucking magic on paper. So I'm just like, all right, here we go. I fucking pop all six tabs at once. My plug's like, hey, man, be safe. You should probably go home. And I was like, well, I got to. I'm in a group home. So I was like, oh, all right. I go to the bus stop, right? Heading back down to my house. It's only like a mile away, but I don't feel like walking. So I'm sitting at the bus stop. Some guy walks up. We talk a little bit. I don't even remember what we said. And I'm just looking at the fucking bus stop. The seat there, and there's a bunch of holes made of metal, and it starts looking all wavy and shit. And I'm like, oh, this is really cool. I'm seeing cool shit. I'm getting what I paid for, but it's not that strong. But I knew it should take a while to kick in. I did my research before I did the LSD. So fucking the bus finally comes, and I'm on the bus, right? Bus starts heading off, and I look at the front of the bus, and it looks like it's slowly fucking drifting away. Like, slowly drifting away. Like, kind of like if fucking I had a camera or some shit, and I was zooming away, zooming out or some shit from the front of the bus. Felt really cool. Bus is going on the way to the house, does a little turn because it hits some other bus stop, a little ways down. And I feel like I'm on a fucking roller coaster. Not fast. It just feels cool as shit. So I finally get to the group home, right? And there is a guy named Tony in the group home that I met in jail. And I was like, hey, Tony, what's up? I fucking flashed all my tabs of acid because he always talked about acid in there. And I wanted to flex. I was like, hey, bro, I did a bunch of acid. And he was like, oh, bro, you got some? And I was like, nah, man, I did all the acid. He's like, god damn. So I fucking go to my room and I'm just chilling. And I'm just like, all right, I'm coming up pretty hard. And I'm just like, you know what? I have a great idea. I'm gonna tell the fucking group home worker that I'm on acid. So I'm like, hey, bro, can I talk to you in my room? He's like, yeah, man. And it's like, my eyes, they ain't just dilated. They black. I got them owl lenses. Those fucking kaleidoscope eyes. Fucking, I was in it. So I fucking pull him to the side, go to my room, which has like four other beds in it, because, that's how they pack you together in CPS. And I was just like, hey, man. I just started laughing my ass off. He just looked like this big ass bear of a person. And it was just funny to me. I just couldn't stop laughing. I'm dying laughing. I'm like, ha 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 ha. But not sarcastically. I was laughing my ass off. And he's just like, what are you on? Mushrooms? He's a big black guy. He was pretty cool. His name's Aaron. Really cool guy. And fucking, I'm talking to him, and he's just like, what are you on? Mushrooms? And I'm like, I'm on acid. And he's just like, oh man, you're not gonna freak out, are you? I was just like, nah, man, I'm just chilling. Can I just chill in the backyard? And he's just like, yeah, man, just chill. And I was like, oh, okay. So I went into the backyard, right? And I'm looking down at the fucking grass. And if you've done acid and, you're around some light or some shit, the shit you see, depending how much you take, kind of looks, a little transparent. So I was seeing like these tiny little transparent lizards, the graph morphing into some fucking lizards. I don't know why I see that shit. You can't explain that. I don't know why my mind needed to see lizards, but it did see lizards. So fucking, I was just looking down at these lizards. I got a potty mouth, I'm sorry. So I'm looking down at these lizards and I'm like, oh, this is cool as shit. I sit on the couch. There was a couch in the backyard, and it was one of those fucking fluffy, like cloth couches. It was dusty as fuck. So I sat down on this shit. I got dusty as fuck. And I'm just looking at this tree, right? And it starts waving back at me, waving back and forth and shit. And I'm just like, oh, this shit's looking cool. It's like, I'm starting to see a lot of fucking morphine, stretching. I don't know the exact word for it, because there's not a word for it. When we invented the English language, we did not take into consideration psychedelic trips. So, I think it's really, really cool. So I'm just like, I'm going to go inside. I want to see what kind of cool shit I see inside. So I go inside, right? And, I'm just walking around, having a good time. I go in my room and I turn the lights off. And my vision just looks like the bottom of a fucking pool. Just fucking stretching, bending, doing all this crazy stuff. The only way I can describe it, the bottom of a pool. My room is going nuts. My room is going hard in the paint. I was like, oh man, I'm really about to have a fucking psychedelic experience. I guess I got what I paid for. So, I'm in there, and then I get out and I'm just like, I don't know much about this shit. I don't want to go into a bad trip just by sitting in the dark, because I was seeing some weird shit. Some weird shit. That alien shit. So I go outside, and I go outside of the room, and I start walking around the house. And the way the house was, there was just like a center place, and then like it wasn't a hallway. It wasn't that. It was like the kitchen and the living room. It was all just set up in a way that you could walk in circles around the house. So I just started walking in circles around the house, and I just started rubbing my hands together, and I was just like, just kept repeating myself, I want to go outside. I want to go outside. Outside. I want to go outside. And in this group home, there's a fucking camera. And I get, the people that work there, they always checking it every now and then. I don't know why they're looking at it at like 10 o'clock on a fucking weekday, but they did nonetheless. And, I'm walking around looking like a madman. And the guy I told that I was on acid, he was like, oh, well, he's acting crazy. He's getting busted. I got to cover my ass. They fucking call that guy. I presume they were communicating somehow. And he was like, yeah, this kid's on acid. So they were just like, oh, we need to call the paramedics. This guy is going to have an LSD overdose. It's going to go straight to his spine, fucking shatter that shit, and he's going to have flashbacks forever and drift off into eternity. Because that's what people think acid's like. Ain't that some crazy shit? So I'm just like, all right. So I just keep walking in circles around the house. I'm just like trying to figure out how to get outside, right? And they're like, if you go outside, we're calling the cops. I don't give a fuck. I want to go explore. So I try to go to the front door and I try to open it. Mind you, this is the first time I did acid, and I did 600 mics. I got way better at handling my shit on it, but this is my first time. Give me a break. I'm trying to open the door, and I can't figure out how to open the door because it's locked. I just couldn't figure out. Wasn't going to happen. So I was like, well, I guess I'm not getting out that way. And then I was walking around the house, and I remembered, oh, wait, they have a back door. So I'm like, all right, I need to go out the back door. So I go to the fucking back door where it should have been. It's like a glass sliding door. And I don't see it. I'm just like, I know you're there, motherfucker. I'm gonna find you. So I just start feeling my hands on the fucking wall. And you know those fucking plastic looking curtains that you put over fucking the glass sliding doors in your house? Like the only place you ever put those curtains over a glass sliding door leading to the backyard? Well, I was just feeling around and then my hand felt the glass behind those and I'm like, aha, I found you. So I fucking almost break the curtains, but I didn't though. I fucking just slide them all the way to the right. And I'm just like, aha, I'm going outside. And I walk straight in there. Bah! My nose did not feel very good when I did that. And I was like, oh, it's closed. I need to open this shit. So I open this shit and I go into the backyard. Uh-oh. You fuck with Pokemon? I saw a Zapdos in my backyard. A yellow electric bird looking shit in my backyard looking at me. Mind you, this is my first time doing acid and I dropped 6 hits. It was some good shit. The tabs had fucking Albert Hoffman on them and it was a $100 bill print. Actually, I had a few of those and then other ones, I've never seen this before, but the tabs were holographic. Never seen it after that. That was the only time I ever saw holographic looking tabs. So I walk into the backyard, I see that, I see a bunch of rattlesnakes, and I see the flaming numbers 666, and I'm like, I just walked into the bad trip land. I'm gonna go inside, back to the good trip land. After about 2 hours of trying to figure out about an hour how to get outside, I walk back inside. After 6 seconds or so, probably like 10. And my homie, he's just like, bro, you just tried to figure out how to get out the house for 10, probably like 20 minutes, and you, wait a minute. I think I was in a loop or something, because it took a lot longer than 20 minutes. Felt like 20 minutes. Time gets weird on acid. So I was out there for like an hour. Mind you, my memory's shit. Don't take my word for it. But this is how I felt, and this is how I remember it. So I go back inside, and I'm like, alright. After that, I was just walking in circles, and fucking the paramedics came. Oh no. So fucking, I'm sitting on the couch, right? This is leading up to that. I'm walking in circles, I sit on the couch, and then Tony the homie, at the time I called him Tony the homie, he was pretty cool. At the time. Till he started fucking with that heroin shit. And then I was sitting on the couch with him, and he was showing me this H3H3 video. It was called I don't know. It was a H3H3 video where the guy was test tasting some ice cream, and he was just like, it was funny as shit. He just edited his mouth to make it funny as shit. He was just like, something about taste buds. Cover all 9,000 taste buds. It's called Warm It Up by H3H3. Cover all 9,000 taste buds. Warm it up. That top note. That cream. Pure vanilla. That's a 10. It was funny as fuck. I was crying laughing at this shit. I was having the psychedelic experience watching this guy do some funny shit with his mouth. And I reached fucking spiritual ecstasy watching this shit. And the paramedics came, and I was tripping sack. It was very obvious I was tripping. I was just acting like a moron. But as soon as they come in, I act fucking normal as shit. I act like I'm fucking sober, and I have no idea why they're there. They come up to me, they're like, "How much did you take?" And I was just like, "Take what?" And they're just like, you did acid. How much you take?" And I was like, "I didn't do any acid." And they just looked at the group home guy, the worker there, like he was a fucking idiot. And then they just look back at me, they take my vitals, and they're just like, acid doesn't do anything. It's all in your head. It doesn't do anything to your body. So they were just like, his eyes are dilated, but that's it. And they were just like, all right, well, they just fucking left. They thought, oh, this guy just wasted my time. And as soon as they left, I looked back at a homie like this. I was fucked up. It was a good kind of fucked up, though. It was like, I've smoked that mess shit before, but acid, The euphoria you feel on acid is just so genuine and like so pure. But I didn't smoke meth until way after I did acid. If you want to hear those stories, let me know. They're shitty ones, but they're interesting if you're into that meth shit. But I don't do that shit no more. Anyways, I went to my room, cried a little bit about stuff that was going on in my life, thinking about how to make it better. And I was like, oh, I need to do all this shit. I need to improve my life. I need to stop spending all my money on Loud Pack. That didn't happen for a while. It took like 3 years for that to happen. And that's because I'm on probation. Probation. And, well, basically, in the morning, I didn't go to sleep. My PO heard about it. They told my PO right after this happened. They're like, this man was doing the LSD. We need to lock this man up. They're like, drug test this man. Drug test him now. He needs to fucking pee in a cup so that we can see the drugs he's been doing. And it doesn't show up on a drug test. I probably came out filthy for THC, but there was no acid in there. And the only reason they didn't lock me up was because they were going to wait till a court date to decide to lock me up. So basically, this is just like, hey, I can do as much drugs as I want until this court date when I go to jail. And the reason I didn't give a fuck is they were going to lock me up till I was 18, but the next court date I had was 3 weeks before I turned 18, and I had 7 months till then, and I was like, you know what? This is not adding up. I'm going to smoke as much weed as I want, do 3 weeks of bad time, sad time, locked up in my room, jacking off, eating fucking cookies at night. They give you cookies at night in fucking Maricopa County Jail for troubled teens. It's not what it's called, but that's what it is. They gave you cookies at night. They had books and shit. But the thing was, I'm going to cut this video short. I don't want to tell this jail story too. It's already 7 minutes long. Have a great day. I'm not saying to do acid. It can hurt. But if you're with a trip sitter or in a therapeutic setting, it can really help you. But I don't support LSD. Because it can bring out some really crazy shit. I've seen it. It's happened to me. Have a great day. Fucking, the only thing I support is weed, so go smoke that. Have a fucking great day. I love you.